Welcome back to SwitchCorner. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be taking a look at Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania on the Nintendo Switch. Now it's a compilation of the first two entries developed by Ryo Gagataku Studios. I've got real high hopes for this one, so let's take a quick look at my first impressions. We'll break down the different content, the different modes, and then we'll also dive into that all-important frame rate. And yeah, let's see if this is one you should potentially be excited for come release date. A massive thank you then to Sega for this advanced access, and with that, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and let's get started. So first up, gameplay, and we're starting with controls. Now the concept, it couldn't be more simple for that main story. You're navigating a monkey in a ball through what is a set of increasingly challenging stages, and you can actually expect to find 300 plus levels in this one. The misconception looking into this game though, if you've never played it before, is you control the monkey directly. That is not the case. You're in fact tilting the world itself with the left stick, and then you're moving the camera with the right. It's going to ramp that difficulty quickly though, and it gets seriously challenging by the end game. If challenge isn't your thing, I am happy to report here the inclusion of an assist called helper function. Here you can slow down the game with the tap of the R trigger, and it will take things a whole lot easier on you. The addiction here though, it's not just clearing these worlds, but it's actually the high score following each stage contained within them. You see, this game, it rewards in a sense of both patience and speed. Patience is going to allow you to, learn the layout, collect all the bananas indicated by the counter in the top right corner of the screen. Also though, a high speed to get through it will give a much higher score as well. Eventually, for that kind of, let's say, mastery high score, you're going to need to be quick and precise, but it just means there is a ton of replayability. It even then throws in online high score leaderboards just to kind of bump up that addiction even further, and of course that competitiveness. Now this, as I said, it's not a review, so no score today. It is a preview, maybe a couple of hours in. I'm looking at that first 5 or 6 worlds, but I will say this far in, it feels just as good as it did way back at its original release. Playable characters then, all that OG cast are back, and there's a ton to unlock as well thanks to what is called the point store. Here you can spend the points you earn clearing levels. My first 2 pickups, personally, I grabbed a Beat of Jet Set Radio, and then also the Mighty Kazuma Kiryu of Yakuza. I'm also seeing in here so far Sonic and Tails. The point store though, it doesn't stop at just characters either. You can also get things like clothing, you can add special functions, and you can even add filters to the game's included photo mode. The content though is far from over there. Story mode contains a practice mode which is intended for kind of high score chasing preparation. There's also then challenge mode for both 1 and 2. This, it packs 5 difficulties for each title, and it will actually give you a best competitive time. For anyone that remembers these titles, if you're like me, you'll have fond memories then of the party games, and we've actually got 12 here. They are kind of mixed in quality, but they've lost none of their charm, and they support up to 4 local players. My personal favourite will forever be Monkey Target. It's simple, you roll down a ramp, you jump, you fly. I still suck at it, but if you get 4 people on one screen, there's just something incredibly satisfying about it. I'll throw the rest up on screen here for you to take a look at, but we will dive into more detail with each of these come that full review. The graphics are vivid though, the characters still come with the fantastic animations like when you hit a ledge and almost lose balance, and then the worlds, they change frequently in each entry, every 10 levels or so titled as a world. Menus are nice and vivid, bringing the package together, and I will say with so much content I was a little bit concerned it might get, just a little bit confusing, but a quick kind of once through each menu and I was able to find my way around with ease. Audio as well then, I still kind of need to really see a lot more of the package to give any sort of impression here, but I will say all the character sounds this far and the music, they appear to be intact. I am curious to keep going in now and see if anything has changed, which is so common when it comes to, re-releasing these games down the line due to licensing. But yeah, so far still incredibly catchy, that is for sure. Alright, so the all-important frame rate. Now back at release originally, that really wasn't a concern. Now in 2021, Pretty confident fans out there are looking at this saying, Monkey Ball can only exist with what is a locked out frame rate, and again, I'm only a couple of hours in, I do want to keep on reinforcing that, but this far I'm happy to say in game, once you start rolling, we do get a locked out 60 FPS. I have seen no deviation from that in my time with the game. That was my big personal ask. I wanted this to not only package in all the content, but I wanted it to run at 60, and this far I am seeing just that. So this far, there's still a ton of content I'm yet to dig into, a ton of characters here to be unlocked, there's modes I'm yet to even try. There's also going to be some paid DLC, which this far seems to be in the form of playable characters. You know, we've heard of Morgana of Persona fame launching around November for $5, and then they're also promising more roster inclusions from their back catalogue in the future. My initial impression though, I'm seeing a huge amount of content. There's reasons to keep on coming back. It has missions, aka achievements, there's variants of stages. I'm impressed, and I'm hoping as I continue to dive in that quality here is maintained. After a few hours though, as a Monkey Ball fan, this feels like Ryo Gagotoku understand what fans want. It is a tribute to a loved series that's been gone way too long, and the newcomers, you could be in for a real treat here, and you should absolutely be keeping an eye on it. Monkey Ball is and always has been, you know, challenging, but now we're getting some extra accessibility. In fact, I'd say this game can be outright frustrating, but few games can match how addictive and rewarding it is. Now I am, it's probably pretty obvious, an absolute fanboy of this series, but now I'm going to continue to dive in and get that full review ready for closer to launch. I think the biggest compliment though I can give it to close out this first impression is, sometimes when you revisit an old game you love, you can walk away saying, yeah, okay, maybe it's not quite as good as I remember, it's, you know, a piece of its time. With this one, I have not had that feeling yet. All I felt this far is, a few hours in, it is just fantastic to be back. As I say though, look, watch out for that full review in the near future. I'm going to leave you today now with probably a few more minutes of gameplay, just so you can get a real feel for how it all plays, see a few more, you know, of those mini games. If you do have any questions though this far, let me know in the comments below, and I will do my best to get them answered, or I'll at least make sure they're worked into my final review closer to that release. With that though, a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.